So why Joker? Like, why do you have like pictures of Joker so much in your artwork?
I just really like him.
Yeah. What about the character? I mean, just like.
I don't know, like something about how he just kind of does what he wants. And
Yeah.
he's so crazy. I just like the idea of just letting go and let it fun.
Yeah.
I have so much trouble doing that. So it's like, besides the killing, it's kind
Yeah.
of like how I want to be.
Yeah. Sort of.
More just living in the moment, not trying to plan every second of your life out, which seems to be college. I just drew that one eye on that, and that's what came out of that. I had no idea where I was going.
So this picture right here, it started with
just the little eye, and there was that just a certain emotion in that, and I wasn't even thinking. I just drew the rest of it. And really, the only thing that was planned was the girl, and that was after I was done drawing the creature. It's kind of devilish, I suppose. Okay, this was a assignment for a class. And I started off with a different one, but I left it 3 hours away from school. And it really was a lot more personal, so I liked it more. I really have a thing for checkered type patterns because I like Harley Quinn. The messed up characters are kind of supposed to be me a little bit. There's some of my face in here, but the words were going with what was going on in my life too. I was upset with somebody, and I felt a lot like this character because I was sick at the time.
which character?
This one here.
Yeah.
I was actually ill, like I had mono, so that's what the throat is like bleeding. That's how I felt. And it took me like a month to make him, and I really got into detail with it and everything. Like his clothes can come off, but I really like it because it was the first toy that I made that I spent a lot of time with. When people see him, it brings like up a lot of conversations because like everyone loves the Joker, so they have to talk about it. I painted his face. He's on a sock, by the way, and this is all yarn, and I just painted it with a little green, and this part is hot glue, and it dries on, and it looked like scars. And I sewed on a nose, and I put hot glue in the eyes too, so that his eyes would shine a little when the light hits them. And I added like a little bit of chin and some lip. And we weren't supposed to copy exactly. And in my sketchbook, I had a lot of eyes because I always start with the eye when I draw, and they're very important. And I had a lot of the pattern, and I did have skeletons, so I just kind of added it all together and made this with latex paint and ink. And this was actually from a dream, the house and the fence. And I really like how it moves, and it's like upside down up here, so it's a little confusing. I used different textures throughout it. You don't really know what's going on, and it's a little confusing to look at, I think. But that's what's good about it.
Are these sketchbooks organized in any certain way, or are they just?
Well, some of them are actually for class. These ones, I'm not a very organized person, so they're not organized. This one was supposed to be just for my comic book ideas, but it's changed a little bit. And this one was for class. I wanted something small. You can just whip out an idea really quickly, and you don't have to worry about space. There's that thing. It's kind of a werewolf. Here's one interpretation of what he's gonna look like. He ends up having his arm bitten, so it's like that's why this is all like falling off and like wrapped up. And he gets his face blown off, and when he turns into his werewolf form, the werewolf face grows back in. So I was trying to figure out how that would look. It transformed more into this, where he has more of a skeletal body down here, and he's not quite as demonic looking, actually, I don't think, but you can tell more that his face had grown through, maybe. End up turning into this. Again, very almost reptilian. He's got spikes. I think in a later drawing I even have a different version of it. I did keep with this idea basically with the skull. But now he's on all fours, and he doesn't look to me anything like a werewolf anymore. And I didn't want to have him look like a werewolf.
How many hours did each drawing take?
Hour? Oh, well, it doesn't. This one probably took me like 15 minutes to draw. I'm fast, and it's with ink, so I can't like erase anything, so I just keep going. And that's one thing I like about ink is it really helps you use your imagination, because if you mess up, you have to try and cover it somehow or just go off of that, and it really takes you to some new places. I went to Iowa State for science because I was really good at science too. And I really missed art, and I realized I didn't want to like give that up. So I went here to cinema because I love movies too, and I don't think I even noticed how much I enjoy movies, though. That was like one thing I discovered. And I have this thing where I want to always be like really realistic. Like I want things to be like, I draw creepy stuff, but I want it to look real. Like I add every hair and all that stuff. But movies are the best way to do that. So if I could make something and have it made and look so real, and it would just make my day. I would just love it. It'd be the perfect thing for me. So like every time I was introduced to something new, I wanted to try it. Like it started off like, you know, basic, like no depth at all, or no, like it's so 2D, and then I was taught how to shade, so I like went crazy with that to the point where it wasn't even right. I was just shading without even knowing what I was doing. And then I went to charcoal because I realized how dark it was, and then later I went on to, like, I just kept evolving with everything, and I wanted to try as many different ways to make things, create things.